What up, fantastic! The highly requested Finnish Duolingo course has been recently published. But is it any good for Finnish learners? Well, that's exactly what we're gonna find out today, because I'm gonna do my own personal review on the Duolingo Finnish course. Let's go check it out. And make sure to subscribe if you want to get more videos about Finnish culture, lifestyle and language. And in case you didn't know, Duolingo is this language learning platform where you can start learning many different languages quite easily. Personally, I've used Duolingo before with Japanese and German, and I think it's pretty decent for that. They have both a web application and a mobile application, and they are synced, so you can use which one suits best for you. So when you first open the course, you see that you have different modules here. At first you have only a few modules open, but once you complete this, you will unlock more. And when you click one of these modules, you have two options. You can either click the tips or the learn one. Let's check the tips section first. First of all, this tips section, it must be quite a new thing, because I've never seen this before when I've been using Duolingo. In this tips section, you will learn things such as grammar, pronunciation tips, vocabulary, and even Finnish culture. And this is really good stuff. And the tips section is different depending on the lesson you click. So in each one, you learn something new. For example, grammatically wise, when you are learning, for example, how to say like, I'm feeling hot or I'm thirsty, it will teach you that you actually use the adhesive case by saying minulla on kuuma. This is actually really good stuff. So you will also learn some useful grammar on the go. And for the pronunciation, I really like that they also have this. For example, they teach things like aspiration, double consonants and double vowels. And in the vocabulary, if you scroll usually down to the very bottom of the tips section, you have some useful vocabulary. You will learn this vocabulary in the lessons or in the exercises as well. Really, the nicest thing is definitely the Finnish culture. For example, in one of the tips section, they teach about Finnish coffee culture, that we don't have the please word in Finnish, or that we don't have to formally address teachers. I think this is a really good thing, because you know, culture and the language are intertwined. So when you are learning the culture, you should also learn a little bit language to understand each other better. And I think this is a really good addition to the exercise. But what about the exercises themselves? Let's check those next.
Ehkä kello on tuolla.
And the exercises have a good mix of active and passive tasks or exercises. So for example, the passive ones, you first have to listen what the person is speaking in Finnish, and then you have to type it. Or the active ones is that you have a sentence in English and you need to translate it to Finnish and vice versa. So I think there's a nice mix, and there's every once in a while you get these pictures and you need to pick the right word. And I think it's a really nice mix of different types of tasks, which makes the learning much more nice.
Paljonko tämä sushi maksaa?
And what I also noticed that they have these kind of funny words and funny sentences. In one exercise they had a sentence, tarvitsemme lisää deodorantia, which means like we need more deodorant.
Nuo vakavat viikingit asuvat Oslossa.
Or nuo amerikkalaiset hait pelaavat jääkiekkoa, which means those American sharks are playing ice hockey. I think this is a good thing, because for example, when I was learning Japanese, what I used to do is that I made these kind of like random sentences that were natural. They made grammatically sense, but the meaning was just funny. So I think it makes kind of like a funny twist on this. And I've noticed many of my followers have been saying that there's words like velho, like wizard, and seal, hedgehog, these kind of funny things, but I think it's a good thing. And once you get correct answers and clear lessons, you get points, crowns, and lingots. You can, for example, use them to buy stuff, advance to the next exercises, and even rank up in the leaderboard, so you can even compete against your friends. And this makes it kind of fun and enticing to keep coming back. Even though it seems pretty good, unfortunately it has its own share of problems. The biggest problem I have with this course is that it contains no spoken Finnish at all. And in case you're not aware of this, in Finnish we have the standard Finnish, which is kind of like the formal Finnish, and then spoken Finnish, which is the spoken variant when we are actually speaking the language. For example, if I'd say minä olen Aleksi, that would be standard Finnish, but in real conversation I would never say this. I would say mä oon Aleksi. Mä oon Aleksi. So the spoken Finnish has completely been left out, but I think the sole purpose for this, or the sole reason, is that this is in beta. So it's only the very first version, like the 0.8 version or something, But I hope they will add spoken Finnish to this course at some point, because it's so important if you want to start speaking Finnish with real Finns, because when you go to the real conversation and you use this, or you hear the other Finns using the spoken Finnish, then you will be like, what kind of sorcery is this? I don't understand it. And always the question is that should any teacher or class teach you standard or spoken Finnish in the very beginning? Well, that's a good question. I think you should start learning a bit of both as soon as possible. So you can start with the standard Finnish, but I think the spoken Finnish it's so important that you should start to learn it as well as soon as possible. There's also a few bugs in the course. For example, some correct answers are not accepted, and the Google Voice, which reads all the sentences in this course, has some pronunciation errors, but these are very minor ones, so it doesn't really affect the learning experiences that much. So let's do the recap. What's good in this Duolingo course? First of all, it's completely free. It doesn't cost you a penny to start learning Finnish with Duolingo. Secondly, I think this is great for beginners. So if you're just starting from zero, you don't know where to start, this is a very good option, because Duolingo also includes a little bit of the culture, the grammar, and the words and phrases. So I think it's a quite nice package. The exercises are kind of fun, useful, and it's a gamified learning experience as well. So you get these points and it rewards you constantly when you are progressing, and it makes the learning fun, and it's easy to come back. And it's very low threshold. So you can, for example, just do 20 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. You can even set this daily goal in the settings, and for example, if you're using the mobile app, it will send you a notification like, hey, it's time to do your daily lessons and stuff. And the tip section, like I said, it includes both grammar and Finnish culture. So I think the Finnish culture edition is a really good thing, because you also want to understand the culture when you are speaking the language. Next, the bad. Like I said, it's still in beta. There's a few mistakes here and there. There are some correct answers that should be accepted, but they are not. And the Google Voice has some mispronounced here and there, but it's not really that bad. But the biggest issue with this course, personally what I have, is that there's no spoken Finnish at the moment when I'm recording this video. I hope they will add it at some point, because I think it's very important. And to conclude this, I personally recommend to try it. It's very nice, it's very easy to start learning Finnish, and it's a really good alternative channel or method that you are using among others. So for example, if you're going to Finnish classes, you have a Finnish grammar book, or you have a Finnish spoken partner, you can use this as one of the learning channels on the go when you are learning Finnish. So definitely try that, and the link is in the description. So make sure to give it a go, and let me know also what you think of this course. Let me also know if you want me to do more reviews of these Finnish learning apps and so on. I'm definitely open to do this more if you like this type of content. And I'll see you in the next video. Moi moi!